Have you ever wondered if the fruits you're eating might be hurting your legs instead of helping them? As we age, we're told to eat healthy, and fruits are always on the top of the list. But what if I told you that some fruits, yes, the ones you thought were good for you, might actually be weakening your legs, increasing inflammation, and silently stealing your mobility? This may sound shocking, but it's true. Some fruits can interfere with muscle function, spike your blood sugar, and trigger pain or swelling in your knees, ankles, and calves. For seniors over 60 whose bones and muscles are naturally more fragile, this can be dangerous, even life altering. Let's explore the 5 worst fruits that may be contributing to your leg pain, fatigue, and reduced strength, and more importantly, why it's happening. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Bananas, the silent potassium overload. For many of us who grew up in post-war America, bananas were a comfort food. Soft, easy to digest, and always within reach. Doctors praised them for their potassium. We fed them to our children and added them to breakfast plates as a symbol of healthy eating. But what was once considered a wholesome fruit may now be silently working against your body, especially your legs, in ways you didn't expect. As we age, our internal systems slow down. One of the first organs to feel that slowdown is the kidney, responsible for filtering excess potassium out of the bloodstream. A banana may seem harmless, but even one medium banana contains over 400 milliliters of potassium. When eaten frequently, this can lead to a slow and silent buildup of potassium in the blood, a condition called hyperkalemia. What does this mean for your legs? You might notice tightness in your calves, legs that feel like they're dragging, or cramps in the middle of the night. Some days it may feel like your legs are simply not getting the message from your brain, like you're thinking walk, but your legs say not today. That's because potassium affects how nerve signals travel to muscles. When those signals are disrupted, so is your strength, coordination, and balance. Worse still, potassium overload can cause abnormal heart rhythms, something most seniors already watch closely. The body doesn't always give dramatic warnings. Sometimes it whispers through fatigue, slight dizziness, or occasional leg buckling. Many chalk it up to just getting old, when in fact, it may be what's on your plate, not your age, causing the issue. What's deeply concerning is how easily bananas are overlooked. They're often the first snack handed out at senior centers and clinics, praised for their convenience. But convenience should never come at the cost of mobility. Because once your legs lose strength, your world becomes smaller. Fewer walks, fewer stairs, fewer places you feel confident going alone. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. You deserve to know how even the most innocent fruit can quietly chip away at your independence. And with a simple change in your habits, you can reclaim that strength. But bananas are just the beginning. There's another sweet fruit many of us grew up loving that may be even worse, especially for those living with joint pain or blood sugar issues. Let's take a closer look. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Cherries, the sugar bomb in disguise. There's something nostalgic about a bowl of cherries. Maybe it reminds you of warm summers, small town fairs, or the gentle joy of picking them fresh. They're sweet, bite-sized, and so easy to enjoy that most of us don't stop at just a handful. But beneath their cheerful red skin lies a quiet threat, especially for those of us over 60, a powerful sugar surge that can slowly weaken the very legs we depend on. Cherries are often praised for their antioxidants, And while that's true in part, what most don't realize is that they're also loaded with natural sugars. One cup contains nearly 18 grams of sugar. And if you're eating them from a can or jar, that number can double or even triple due to the added syrup. For a senior body, especially one managing blood sugar, insulin resistance, or type 2 diabetes, this creates a dangerous cascade. When your blood sugar spikes, your body responds with a rush of insulin. Over time, these swings become harder to manage and lead to chronic inflammation, the hidden enemy of strong, pain free legs. That inflammation doesn't stay in one place, it spreads through your joints, settles in your knees, tightens your ankles, and often makes your legs feel heavy, stiff, or swollen. Some seniors describe it as walking through water or dragging a weight behind them. Even more alarming is the impact on your nerves. Excess sugar damages tiny nerve endings in your feet and legs, leading to a burning or tingling sensation, a condition known as diabetic neuropathy. It starts small, a numb toe, a little heat in the heel, a strange itch, but it grows into something far more dangerous, a loss of balance, coordination, and control. You might begin to avoid stairs, feel nervous on uneven sidewalks, or lose confidence walking in the dark. And yet, many seniors are told that fruit is always good, that there's no such thing as too much. But when it comes to cherries, your body disagrees. The sweetness you taste is matched by a storm that brews within, weakening your foundation day by day. It's not about cutting out all fruit. It's about understanding how your body changes with time and how sugar, even from a natural source, can hurt more than it helps. But the next fruit might be even more deceptive. It's small, soft, and often seen as a heart healthy choice, yet it may be quietly wrecking your circulation inch by inch. Let's uncover the truth about this overlooked danger. 3. Grapes. Nature's candy, but dangerous for circulation. For many seniors, grapes feel like the perfect snack. Light, refreshing, easy to chew, and comforting. You can pop a few in your mouth while watching TV or reading the paper, and they feel innocent enough. After all, they're fruit. They must be healthy, right? But sometimes what feels harmless can quietly work against your body, especially your legs, in ways you may never have imagined. Grapes are called nature's candy for a reason. They're packed with natural sugars, and you have about 23 grams per cup, and very little fiber or protein to slow that sugar down. When you eat grapes, your blood sugar rises fast. This triggers a wave of inflammation in your blood vessels. And over time, this reaction chips away at your circulatory system, particularly in the lower half of your body where blood has to work harder to return to the heart. Poor circulation may sound minor, but its effects are anything but. You may begin to feel tightness in your calves or notice your feet swelling by the end of the day. Some seniors experience numbness or tingling in their toes or a strange cold sensation in the lower legs, even when the room is warm. These are red flags, signs that your blood flow is weakening and your leg muscles aren't getting the oxygen and nutrients they desperately need. Even more dangerous is the risk of blood clots, especially in the deep veins of the legs. When circulation slows, blood can pool, forming clots that can cause severe pain, swelling, and in some cases, lead to life-threatening conditions like pulmonary embolism. Grapes, with their rapid sugar load and vascular stress, may be contributing to this without you ever realizing it. It's heartbreaking, really, because grapes are tied to happy memories. Maybe they remind you of picnics, a grandchild's lunchbox, or visits to the vineyard in your younger years. The truth is, after 60, our bodies don't process sugar the way they once did. The same grapes that once gave you a burst of energy may now be stealing your stamina and weakening your foundation, one handful at a time. And yet, there's another fruit on the list that may shock you even more. It's one we've all been told is packed with vitamin C, essential for immune health. But for aging joints and bones, its hidden acid content can bring more harm than good. Let's take a closer look. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Oranges. Acidic trouble for bones and joints. For most of our lives, oranges have stood as a symbol of health. A glass of fresh squeezed orange juice at breakfast, a sweet wedge handed out during halftime at a grandchild's soccer game. It all feels wholesome and familiar. Oranges are rich in vitamin C, we're told, essential for the immune system. But as we get older and our bodies become more sensitive to internal stress, this beloved fruit may quietly be making your joints ache and your legs stiffen, especially if consumed often or in excess. The problem with oranges lies in their high acidity and sugar content, a combination that can inflame joints, weaken bones, and exacerbate age-related pain in the legs and hips. As we age, our body's ability to neutralize acid decreases, and when acidic foods like oranges are consumed regularly, the body may draw minerals, particularly calcium, from bones to maintain pH balance. Over time, this can weaken bone density, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures, especially in weight-bearing areas like the legs, knees, and hips. For those already living with arthritis or joint degeneration, the natural citric acid in oranges can irritate inflamed tissue. You may notice increased morning stiffness or a dull ache in the knees after a walk that didn't used to bother you. Some seniors describe a grinding feeling when they climb stairs or get up from a chair, signals that the joints are inflamed and struggling under pressure. There's also the issue of uric acid. Oranges and other citrus fruits can contribute to elevated uric acid levels in the blood, which for some leads to painful episodes of gout, often first felt in the toes, ankles, or lower legs. These attacks aren't just uncomfortable, they can be debilitating, keeping you off your feet for days. The heartbreaking truth is that something once seen as protective can, in later years, work against the very structure of your body. And it's not always easy to spot. It happens gradually, a little more discomfort here, a bit more fatigue there, until one day, walking a block feels harder than it should, and you're wondering what changed. But we're not done yet. There's still one more fruit, one that looks tropical, feels refreshing, and is often praised for aiding digestion. But inside that golden sweetness is a fiery acid and sugar mix that can silently inflame muscles, irritate tendons, and turn every step into a struggle. You'll want to know the truth about this one. 5. Pineapple, the tropical trap. Pineapple brings to mind memories of sunshine, vacation dinners, and summer gatherings with family. Its golden color and juicy sweetness feel like a treat, little escape in each bite. It's often praised for being anti-inflammatory because of its bromelain content. But here's what many seniors don't realize. Beneath that tropical charm lies a harsh combination of acidity and sugar that can quietly inflame your legs, irritate your muscles, and steal away your strength. For seniors, especially those already dealing with sensitive joints or chronic leg discomfort, pineapple can become more foe than friend. Though it contains some beneficial enzymes, it's also one of the most acidic fruits you can eat. That acid can stir up inflammation in places already vulnerable, the knees, hips, and tendons around your calves and ankles. Over time, regular consumption of pineapple may make your joints feel sore, puffy, or unstable, especially after periods of rest or walking. But the real issue is deeper. Pineapple is high in sugar, and when consumed in large amounts or in canned form soaked in syrup, it can spike blood glucose and worsen neuropathic symptoms in the legs and feet. If you've ever felt a tingling in your toes or a burning ache in your calves at night, you might have thought it was just aging. But that fruit you enjoyed with dinner could be part of the problem. This matters because every nerve signal, every muscle movement relies on a delicate balance inside your body, and sugar and acid disrupt that balance. Pineapple, while refreshing, can interfere with how muscles repair themselves, how tendons stay flexible, and how nerves respond. It can leave your legs feeling tight, restless, or weak. Not overnight, but gradually, quietly. And most people never suspect the fruit. It's also easy to eat too much. Pineapple tastes light, but many seniors consume it in chunks or juice without realizing the concentration of sugar and acid in just a few servings. Over weeks or months, this adds up, and it can leave you wondering why your legs feel more tired, more painful, or less dependable than they used to. The truth is, after 60, every bite counts. Our bodies are wiser, but more sensitive. And recognizing which foods support us and which slowly chip away at our mobility is the difference between thriving and merely surviving. Now that we've uncovered the worst fruits sabotaging leg strength, the next step is just as important. Discovering the fruits that heal, not harm. Some fruits actively fight inflammation, support strong circulation, and rebuild the muscle tone your legs depend on. Let's turn the page and find out which fruits deserve a place on your plate. What to eat instead? Safe fruits for strong legs. After hearing about the fruits that may be quietly undermining your strength, you might feel a little overwhelmed, even betrayed by foods you once trusted. But let me assure you, not all fruits are harmful. In fact, some are incredibly powerful allies for your legs, your joints, and your overall vitality, especially in your golden years. The key isn't to fear fruit, but to choose it wisely, with the awareness that your body now needs different kinds of support than it did decades ago. You see, as we age, our muscles become more delicate, our circulation less efficient, and our joints more prone to inflammation. The right fruits can act like gentle medicine, nourishing, anti-inflammatory, and full of life-giving nutrients that work with your body instead of against it. These fruits don't just taste good, they help restore energy, reduce swelling, improve blood flow, and even protect against the slow decline of muscle mass in your legs. Take blueberries, for instance. These tiny berries are rich in antioxidants that actively fight inflammation. They're low in sugar and high in fiber, making them kind to your blood vessels and safe for those managing blood sugar. Many seniors notice fewer aches in their joints and a lightness in their legs when they swap high sugar fruits for berries. Then there's the quiet strength of the avocado. Technically a fruit, it's full of healthy fats and magnesium, both essential for muscle and nerve function. Instead of spiking your blood sugar, avocado helps stabilize it, keeping inflammation low and your legs strong from the inside out. You may find your knees feel less stiff, your steps more stable, and your energy longer lasting throughout the day. Papaya, often overlooked, is another gentle healer. It soothes the digestive system, which becomes more sensitive with age, and contains enzymes that support collagen production, essential for keeping joints supple and tendons strong. It helps you move with greater ease, with less tension in the hips, ankles, and thighs. Other fruits like raspberries, blackberries, and moderate slices of apple also provide excellent benefits, giving you the satisfaction of sweetness without the burden of inflammation or blood sugar crashes. These choices help your body work with gravity, not against it, every time you rise from a chair or take a walk around the block. You deserve food that lifts you up, not foods that quietly weigh you down. When you choose fruits that strengthen rather than weaken, you're not just caring for your legs, you're defending your independence, your freedom, and your ability to keep living life on your own terms. And now, with the right knowledge, that power is back in your hands. Final thoughts: your legs, your life, your choice. As someone who's walked many miles through this life, I can tell you, we don't always notice the moment things begin to change. It starts slowly. One day, the stairs feel just a little harder. Another day, your legs ache more than they used to after a short walk. Maybe you tell yourself it's just age. Maybe you brush it off and keep going. But deep down, you start to wonder, what's happening to me? The truth is, age doesn't take your strength overnight. It takes it quietly, subtly. And often it's the smallest choices repeated every day that decide whether you stay strong or slowly grow weaker. What you eat is one of those choices. And as we've seen, not all fruits are created equal. Some nourish and support your aging muscles. Others, the ones we explored in this article, can sneak in sugar, acid, and inflammation that quietly steal your balance, your confidence, and your ability to move freely. For years, like many people, I believed fruit was always good. I trusted that anything natural couldn't possibly do harm. But now, after living more than 9 decades and watching so many peers struggle with mobility, pain, and fatigue, I see it differently. The body after 60 is not the same as the body at 30. It's wiser, but also more sensitive. It requires more care, not fear, but informed, loving attention. This isn't about being extreme. It's not about giving up everything you enjoy or living in fear of food. It's about becoming aware, understanding how the body responds now, learning how to eat in a way that honors the life you've built and the years you've earned. You've spent decades taking care of others. Now is the time to care for yourself in the way you deserve. And it starts with your legs. Your legs are more than just limbs. They are your connection to the world, to nature, to your neighborhood, to your loved ones. They carry you to church on Sunday, to the garden on sunny mornings, to the grandchild's graduation, to that favorite spot by the window. When your legs are strong, you are free. And when they weaken, your world begins to shrink. So, my advice from one seasoned soul to another is this: take a second look at what you're putting on your plate. Those five fruits we talked about, bananas, cherries, grapes, oranges, and pineapple, may have had a place in your life before. But if your legs hurt, if your balance is slipping, if you feel unsteady, maybe it's time to question whether they still belong there now. You have the power to choose. You can decide to support your strength rather than slowly lose it. And you don't need to do it perfectly, just thoughtfully, a little more each day. You are not fragile. You are not too old. You are in your power years, the years when your wisdom meets your will. And by making choices that protect your legs, your muscles, and your mobility, you are choosing not just health, but freedom, dignity, and joy. So walk with awareness, eat with care, and remember, every step you take toward strength is a step toward living life on your own terms with grace, confidence, and pride. Your legs have carried you far. Let's help them carry you even further. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.